This is the China-Burma-India Theater, a land of high mountains, dense virgin jungles, and at times one of the wettest places on Earth. This is the home of the monsoon. Rainfall in this country can make a stream rise a foot in a few hours, make a lake out of a valley, or slide a mountainside down on a road. To get desperately needed war supplies and equipment through, resourceful American engineers in this theater face the challenge of nature at her worst. In the early days of the war, existing roads were impassable most of the year. All supplies, ammunition, and equipment had to be brought up by whatever means were available. Guns and vehicles had to force their way through this forbidding country, often getting bogged down for days. Whenever possible, construction is done on existing roads. New road locations are often decided by air reconnaissance, plus sound engineering judgment. There's no time for a full terrain study in most cases. Since establishing grades in dense jungle is very deceiving, the use of the level and transit is indispensable. Clearing away thick vines and heavy vegetation is a tough job even with the most modern equipment. Important considerations in locating roads are soil conditions, availability of fill and other materials, and drainage possibilities. Besides jungle vegetation, hardwood trees must be cleared from the line of construction. A gas-driven chainsaw with the aid of an iron wedge is one method of clearing timber. The primacord method is also frequently used. In some places, stumps have to be blown out of the ground. In another location, an earth auger drills a hole into which a charge is placed. In this way, trees are blasted out of the ground, roots and all. After the surface growths have been cleared, the tough and fibrous underground jungle roots and vines must be drifted off to the side by the dozer. Setting the blade at an angle makes the job easier. Grading presents unusual problems in CBI. This phase of road building means first the removal of 3 to 15 inches of vegetation and other foreign matter. Wherever possible, motorized road graders are used to clear undesirable material. Finally, a strip is cleared through the jungle, where no road existed before. Often the road has to travel across the side of a mountain. A pair of bulldozers make a side hill cut in soft, fine-grained soil. This section needs a revetment to prevent washing or sliding during wet weather. Natives using hand-tooled timber build a pole and log revetment. Wherever large quantities of fill are required, revetments are built for support. Fill is tamped and kept tightly packed to prevent sagging of the revetment. Where rock exists, log and rock revetments are used for support. In mountainous sections, grading is often done by hand. Lack of modern equipment is overcome by employing large numbers of natives. Progress is made in spite of primitive methods. Bulldozers and other modern equipment aren't always available, but 1,000 of these natives with their hoes can do the job. This primitive implement is hand-forged and used throughout the Orient as an all-purpose tool. The only shovels in this part of the world are those we bring in ourselves. For lighter work, native women are found to be faster and more efficient than native men. Natives set up camp within walking distance of the construction, and as the work progresses, the camp moves along. There are 4 levels of road on this mountain. Different phases of grading go on at different levels. Some sections of terrain are rocky. Consequently, grading must be done by hand labor using the pick and bar. Loose boulders are removed to prevent them from rolling down on the road. Large stones are collected and broken. Important supplies are brought in by every possible means, from the backs of natives to cargo planes. Existing local material is utilized. Where good surfacing is found, the natives are set to work breaking rock into small pieces by hand. If sledgehammers are available, large rocks are broken up by the natives for easier handling. A dozer makes a side hill cut with the edge of the blade. Side hill material consisting of shale and earth or other loose substances must be removed to prevent sliding during the monsoon season. Most old roads are too narrow for heavy traffic. This road is being widened. Natives who show greater capabilities are singled out and given more specialized work. An engineer is showing this native how to use a jackhammer. In this theater, engineers supervise the work. The native is drilling at an angle so that the blasting will have a shear effect on this rock cut. The side wall of the mountain is ready for blasting. A native assists by punching a hole in the sticks of dynamite into which an engineer places an electric blasting cap and then secures the wire. The charge is placed in the hole and pushed in with a shovel handle. Metal is never used for tamping. The detonator is carefully inserted. Moist clay is used to seal up the charge. When everything is ready, the charge is set off, and a part of the stone face of the mountain is cleared away. A bulldozer goes to work removing the blasted rock. Natives using bars and bare hands remove large boulders, rolling them over the side of the fill. During construction, these roads were so badly needed that the flow of supplies could not wait for completion. Every attempt was made to keep the roads open. 2 bulldozers rebuild an old trail that was once suitable for local needs, but not wide enough for heavy war traffic. Curves, especially the innumerable hairpin turns, must be built as wide as possible and carefully graded to ensure safety. Besides construction difficulties, there is the constant menace of air attacks by the Japs. Anti-aircraft guns set up on camouflaged scout cars patrol the highways. These roads are open to high-priority traffic long before they're completed. A prime mover pulls a cannon along this partly completed section to the front. Vehicles damaged or wrecked by enemy action are pushed over the side. Roads are so urgently needed that little attempt is made at salvage until later. Probably the most difficult task of all in this waterlogged land is drainage. The rainy season often lasts from 3 to 5 months. Rainfall in this country sometimes averages an inch a day. To take care of a quick runoff of water, Large diversion ditches and relief ditch terraces must be constructed. Important, too, is the proper location of cross drainage. Sections of nested, corrugated, arched pipe are anchored to wood mud sills. It is frequently necessary to use concrete for the flow line for greater permanency. Sometimes flowing water will wash the bottom and loosen the culverts. After the pipes are laid and backfilled by hand, a bulldozer completes the fill over the culvert. Where one large pipe and necessary coverage is lacking, a battery of smaller pipes may be used. Material of proper size is not always available. Engineers must be able to build with equipment at hand. Oil or gas drums with heads removed make suitable culverts. When a large fill is placed over culverts, it is necessary to protect the shoulders with masonry or rock cobble work. Deep ditches are dug in conjunction with a high road crown. The ditches are deeper and larger than usual because of the great amount of rainfall in this country. Culverts are placed at gullies and washes created by heavy rains, and fills constructed with side hill material. Construction material in CBI is generally obtained from sources in the vicinity. Large stones are piled along the path of construction, later to be used in the base course. Frequently, rocks are broken up by hand when machinery is not available for surfacing. Even children are employed when labor is short. Although rock is the most common material for surfacing in this country, proper gradation of gravel is not often found. The rollers are normally pulled by human labor. Traffic over an old road has developed ledges and high spots. This section is being improved by patching. Heavy traffic causes great wear on hairpin turns. Sharp curves must be maintained continually. A good source of large coarse gravel is a riverbed. When possible, trucks will drive right down to the river. When special equipment for scooping out the gravel is not available, it is picked up by hand. Native labor again makes up for lack of machinery. Dump trucks carrying coarse gravel to parts of the road where it is needed unload by the tailgate method. Engineers supervise the spreading. This hillside hopper and crusher was built of salvaged material. Engineers in CBI get along with what they have, and when necessary, build their own equipment. Care in the selection of hillside material is important, since some deposits contain shale or volcanic ash, which powder, and other substances which dissolve in water. Trucks carry the hillside gravel to the designated part of the road, where it is unloaded by natives and spread by hand. All construction operations are under the supervision of military personnel. Any kind of equipment which falls into our hands is immediately utilized. This old-style stone crusher, captured from the Japanese and renovated, is being put to good use, crushing oversized gravel. Road crowns are held to the correct height so that water will shed properly. This heavy roller being used to compact surfacing material on the road was also captured from the Japs. But construction is only part of the job in this theater. Rain, slides, and mud make maintenance and repair the big problem. An engineer prepares composition C to blast a mudslide off the road. So much maintenance work is required during the rainy season that engineers consider it fortunate if they can hold their own with the work accomplished during the dry weather. Small streams can become overflowing rivers during the monsoon season, washing away the road. Constant maintenance work is necessary at this time of the year, and alternate gangs of natives are kept at this task round the clock. A 10-day heavy rainfall has loosened a section of the mountainside and washed it down over the road. The mountainside material was made up of clay, which became saturated with water and lost its firmness. Revetments are not practical on some mountainsides, making control of shifting slopes difficult. A heavy rain may cause part of a hill to shift and cover the road. Every man and machine available is put to work repairing the damage. Capable native foremen help to overcome language difficulties and speed up the work. Clearing the slide will go on until the work is completed because roads must be kept open. Bulldozers and large gangs of natives keep at it until the road begins to take shape again. Some of the existing stone roads in the more prosperous farming sections are very well built and capable of withstanding heavy traffic. But they too must be continually looked after. Proper drainage, surface, shape, and crown must be maintained. This is the story of road building in CBI, and construction still is going on. Obstacles that seemed insurmountable are being overcome, often without proper and sufficient equipment. American engineers at their best are beating nature at her worst in carving roads over high mountains and through the densest jungle. In this part of the world, you cannot win a war without good roads. The engineers in the CBI have set a high standard for those who will come after them.